Well, hello to another mouse review. Today I organized the mouse cam because OptiPorg suggested it, and yeah, I think it's actually a great idea to make my videos more organized because they sort of are unorganized. So thanks OptiPorg for the suggestion, and here we go. Today we're reviewing the MM711 or 710. Depends on if you want or do not want RGB. We're going to get into that further later down the line. To start off with the size, the mouse is a somewhat small mouse. Here it is in comparison to the Viper. They are both pretty small, but I also gotta say that the Viper is somewhat narrower because on the MM711 there's that thicker thing at the end, but the grip width is pretty similar. But I gotta say I personally enjoy the MM710 more. So yeah, there's that. The feet are PTFE. They are also tapered. Maybe I will show a picture in post-production. Let's see. They have rounded edges and they are honestly pretty good. I modded my Viper Mini and now it has Tiger Arc ones. And while they have a smooth feeling, I'm not sure if I like them that much. Those are 100% PTFE, so they are more transparent than these ones. And I gotta say I prefer these ones. They are faster than the Tiger Arcs and Corpads. So I think they are somewhat close, but surely not exactly on the same page as the Hyperglides or Tiger Arc 2s. The buttons themselves are actually pretty good. They have have a bit of side wobble, but when you're gaming you don't really notice it. And side buttons are also pretty good, although I've got a few copies so far. This is one of the best I've had so far. The other ones I had to RMA them because the mouse 1 and 2 were pretty stiff and it doesn't feel comfortable. Those are more loose. So I don't know which ones are the correct, but I prefer a slightly lighter feel. But on this one, the backside button is somewhat, it's somewhat mushy to click in. But otherwise that's a pretty solid mouse overall. And when I've tried to press on the sides, they don't move. And top and the bottom, well, the bottom does move a bit if I press it in, but to be honest, who's gonna do that while gaming? So I don't think you're going to have any problem with the build quality. The weight is pretty light. You have 60 gram on this one and 54 on, or 53 on the MM710, so without RGB. And yeah, the weight is pretty solid. The RGB is pretty nice. Anything else? Cable. Cable is... it's pretty soft. It's one of the better stock cables in my opinion. But still, to show it again, I modded my Viper Mini with Caesar paracords, and a very big difference that you definitely notice. But if you haven't tried a paracord and you have a bungee, you definitely won't have any problems with this one, I think. The sensor is the PMW 3389. It's the best, it's one of the best sensors out there. So yeah, I really had no problem tracking whatsoever. And yeah, what else is there to say? It's a pretty solid mouse. I've got 18x10 hands, so it's this is my best mouse in terms of aiming and comfortability. So yeah, really, I didn't have any problem with that mouse besides like the slightly mushy side button. But otherwise, it's a pretty good mouse, and it's also not very expensive at 50 or 60 bucks. So let's go to the shape. It also has a hump that's slightly more big, so but it's perfect. I think it's pretty good for fingertip and claw. It's a pretty versatile shape, and I think it's also really comfortable because of the back hump. Because on the Viper Mini and on the Model O-, my hands sort of cramp up, and yeah, I think it has to do with the hump and the wider... What's that called? I don't know. The wider bottom behind thingy. I don't know. But yeah, stay home, stay safe. And yeah, keep calm, game on, and have a nice day. Cheerio.